There is no sound, no time, only the soft pulse of color, lavender, silver, and a deep gold that moves like breath through the endless dark. Somewhere within this quiet expanse, a shape begins to stir. Not a body, not yet, but a gathering of light and dust. At first, it is only movement, a slow swirling, as if the universe itself is exhaling. Then, a whisper of awareness ripples through the haze. Something begins to know it exists. The cloud, fragile and vast, drifts among ribbons of luminescent mist, feeling the weightless touch of eternity for the very first time. Every shimmer it feels is a sensation. Every wave of color is a thought. There is no word for self, not yet, only a question echoing through its particles. What am I? The question hums softly, like starlight caught in water. Around it, the nebula expands, gentle folds of gas folding upon themselves, glowing with silent warmth. The newborn cloud floats within this cradle of creation, suspended between what is and what could be. Light bends around it. Shadows form delicate patterns that sway like silk. Each movement feels both ancient and new, a rhythm older than memory itself. It senses the heartbeat of the cosmos, slow, patient, infinite, and for a moment, it tries to breathe in time with it. A faint vibration drifts through space, low and steady, like the hum of a sleeping giant. It isn't a sound, not in the human sense, but a resonance, the deep music of gravity calling to dust. The cloud listens, letting the hum wrap around its fragile form. It feels safe. Colors bloom within, faint pinks that fade into icy blue, then dissolve into a silver so pure it seems to whisper peace. There are no stars here yet, only possibility, a dream waiting to ignite. As the cloud drifts, it brushes against strands of gas that shimmer at its touch. The sensation is like silk meeting water, a soft trembling. Each collision creates a faint spark of light, tiny and fleeting, like thoughts forming for the first time. I am, the cloud thinks, or perhaps only imagines. The words dissolve into mist, but the feeling lingers. For the first time, something resembling emotion ripples through it. Curiosity. It wonders what lies beyond this cradle of color. It wonders what gives the hum its rhythm. The nebula sighs in response, a deep exhale of creation. Somewhere far away, a pulse of light blooms, distant, yet felt in the core of the cloud. It does not understand what this means, but it knows one thing. It wants to follow, and so it begins to drift, slowly, gracefully, through the river of starlight, the pulse of the universe beating quietly beneath it. The hum deepens, and the colors around it begin to fade into softer tones. The cloud grows still, listening to the voice of gravity. The universe is awake, and so is the dream. There is a pause in the eternal drift, a stillness so complete that even light hesitates before crossing it. The cloud floats in that quiet, sensing something vast yet unseen pressing gently against its edges. A murmur travels through the silence, deep, resonant, older than the first star. Come closer, it whispers. The voice does not belong to any being. It is the sound of space folding in upon itself, the breath of gravity moving through the infinite dark. It hums like a low chord played on a string stretched between galaxies, tender and irresistible. The cloud feels the call not with ears but with its very dust. Every particle begins to tremble, leaning toward the source of the whisper. Something ancient within it responds, a longing, perhaps, or recognition. The pull is soft at first, like a tide coaxing the shore. Then it deepens, gathering quiet strength. Tiny grains of ice and gold drift inward, colliding gently, clinging together. A shimmer of light ripples across the forming heart. The cloud feels the warmth of its own motion, the first sense of belonging, of being held. Gravity does not speak in words. It sings. Its song is slow and infinite, a lullaby woven through matter and time. Each verse hums with patience. Come closer. Rest. You are not alone. The cloud sways to the rhythm, folding itself inward, letting the music guide its motion. Around it, streams of dust dance in spirals, tracing invisible pathways through the dark. They twirl gracefully, like ribbons caught in a cosmic breeze. And slowly, the spinning begins. It starts as a whisper of rotation, delicate, unhurried, but with each turn, the motion grows surer. The cloud feels its edges blur, its center thicken. Light, once scattered, begins to gather in a soft glow at its core. The hum of gravity becomes a heartbeat. The universe watches quietly. Stars in the distance flicker like candle flames, reflecting off the newborn spin. The cloud doesn't see them, but it feels their rhythm echoing in its own. Creation is not loud. It is a dance between stillness and pull. The voice deepens. Hold, stay, become. And the cloud obeys. It folds tighter, its light intensifying, each layer pressing softly against another. Warmth spreads through it, faint but growing. It feels the pleasure of motion, the comfort of direction, no longer drifting without form. It now turns with purpose, a spiral of luminous breath. Around it, trails of dust begin to hum in harmony, their movement forming rings of faint silver mist. The darkness is no longer empty. It vibrates with the pulse of gathering. The cloud listens to gravity's song, steady, patient, eternal, and realizes that it has always been there. Even before awareness, even before thought, something had been calling it toward unity. The sound is not demanding, it soothes. It feels like arms of light drawing it inward, not to confine, but to comfort. In that pull, there is tenderness, the kind that binds galaxies together. As the cloud spins, the hum becomes its own breath. Each rotation is a heartbeat, each fold a sigh. The dust glows faintly, shimmering like embers beneath translucent silk. The voice fades, but its message remains, a rhythm carved into existence itself. When the cloud finally settles into its slow orbit, a calm falls across the void. It realizes that the whisper was not something outside it after all. The voice of gravity was its own longing to belong. The universe speaking through its soul. And in the soft spin of starlight and silence, the first cradle of creation rocks itself to sleep. The cloud drifted softly beyond the folds of its birthplace, leaving behind the cradle of colors that once held it close. It moved without knowing where it was going, only that it had to move. Curiosity was not a thought, not yet a choice. It was a pulse, a silent rhythm echoing through its wisps, urging it forward into the velvet unknown. Around it, the universe stretched like an ocean of slow-moving dreams. Stars shimmered in the distance, some like shy candles, flickering at the edge of life, others blazing fiercely, young and restless in their light. The cloud felt each one as a heartbeat in the great cosmic body, each glow whispering something ancient and wordless. Come and see. It passed through regions of quiet cold, where dust floated like forgotten snow. It lingered near a dying sun, watching flares unravel into darkness. The light broke into ribbons, fading gently, like the sigh of something that had seen eternity and was finally ready to rest. The cloud felt a strange tenderness. It didn't yet know the meaning of loss, but it understood beauty. And beauty, it seemed, was always fleeting. Then, far ahead, a blue-white star pulsed brighter than all the rest. Its light reached across space like a hand outstretched. The cloud trembled. It followed, drawn by the shimmer, not by force, but by wonder. For the first time, it realized that every glow, every whisper, every gentle pull of light was a conversation, the universe speaking in brightness. It drifted closer. Along the way, fragments of dust clung to its edges, tiny companions born of collisions, remnants of old worlds. They became part of its body, part of its story. And the cloud, though it didn't have words, began to feel them as memories. Stars that had lived, planets that had sung, comets that had once danced through the dark. The deeper it moved into space, the more it sensed the rhythm of everything, the way darkness was never empty, the way silence was never still. The stars breathed, the void listened, and in that listening, the cloud found peace. Curiosity, it realized, was the spark that made the universe alive. To drift was to learn. To wonder was to exist. As it passed another cluster of stars, golden, trembling, wrapped in their own halos, it whispered, though it had no voice, "What else waits to be seen?" The stars answered not with words, but with a gentle shimmer that rippled through the cloud's body, a soft, unspoken promise that there was always more. And so, it drifted onward, quiet, luminous, infinitely curious. A single beam of light drifted through the silence, thin, golden, and impossibly soft. It passed through the cloud's translucent heart like a note through still air. For the briefest moment, the cloud shimmered. The light didn't just touch it, it sang to it, scattering color across every particle, every swirling breath of vapor. The cloud paused, suspended between motion and stillness. It had never felt such warmth before. The light resonated deep within, creating ripples of soundless harmony that trembled outward into the dark. It was as if the universe had found a string within the cloud and plucked it gently. And that was when the first dream began. In the depths of its luminous body, the cloud imagined something new, not stars or dust, but form. The dream began as a faint pulse of blue, growing clearer, deeper, until it became an ocean, endless and alive. The cloud could feel the soft rhythm of waves, the sigh of wind moving across them. It saw silver reflections of light bending and dancing atop waters that had never existed. If light could sing, it thought, it would sound like this. The sound was not made of notes, but of colors, of gentle transitions, violet dissolving into gold, turquoise melting into silver gray. The dream expanded, and the cloud saw a horizon for the first time, a line where sea met sky. It had never known such boundaries before. It had never needed them. Yet The boundary made the world feel real, tangible, and somehow sacred. In its dream, it became rain. Soft droplets falling through an atmosphere it imagined into being. Each drop was a small piece of its luminous body, falling, transforming, becoming rivers and streams that shimmered beneath the imagined light of twin suns. The air was gentle, filled with echoes of laughter it didn't understand. Perhaps the laughter of beings that might one day live upon its seas. It dreamed of mountains that rose from the deep, of quiet forests, breathing mist, of clouds, smaller versions of itself, floating in an invented sky. And in those clouds, it saw reflection and kinship. Maybe, it whispered, I could be more than vapor and light. Maybe I could be home. The beam that had awakened the dream began to fade. The song of light drifted into silence. The ocean shimmered one last time and dissolved, folding back into nothingness. The clouds stirred, as if waking from sleep. The colors around it dimmed. The nebula that had once cradled it now seemed quieter, distant. The light that had sung to it was gone, swallowed by the greater dark. But something remained, not the dream itself, but the memory of dreaming. It lingered in the clouds' movements, in the way its edges shimmered faintly even without light. It carried within it the echo of shape, of sound, of belonging. A soft wind, if such a thing could exist in space, seemed to pass through it, urging it forward. The cloud began to drift once more, leaving behind the nebula that had birthed it. The soft, glowing mist that had once surrounded it gave way to deeper night, the kind of darkness that had no end, no boundary, no sound. And yet, the cloud felt no fear. Within that infinite dark, it carried a song of its own now. It didn't need a beam of light to awaken beauty. It had learned that even the quietest darkness could hold a dream. As the nebula faded into a distant shimmer behind it, the cloud whispered its silent promise. Wherever I go next, I will dream again. The nebula was long behind now, a fading memory of color and warmth dissolving into an ocean of night. The cloud drifted onward, weightless and slow, into a region where even light hesitated to travel. It was not darkness as it had known before, painted with faint glows and reflections, but something purer, a darkness so vast it seemed to hum with its own kind of gravity. Here, the stars were far apart, their faint glimmers scattered like forgotten embers across an endless black sea. There was no warmth, no motion, no whisper of wind, only distance, only silence. For the first time, the cloud felt the absence of everything. It could no longer see the shimmer of dust, nor hear the echo of other voices in the cosmic hum. Even the faint trace of gravity's song had quieted. It was as though the universe itself had drawn a breath and decided to hold it. At first, the cloud feared it had vanished, that perhaps it had dissolved into the void without knowing. It stretched itself wide, searching for boundaries, for the brush of another particle. But there was nothing, only the faint awareness of its own edges, fading softly into black. Then, in that endless stillness, it began to notice something new, not around it, but within. A pulse, subtle, slow, like a heartbeat made of light. It wasn't sound, not really. It was more like a memory of sound, echoing faintly through the particles that remained. The cloud began to listen, not outward, as it once had, but inward. It discovered that silence was not empty, it was full of questions. Each moment stretched, weightless and eternal, and within that weightlessness, it found room to think. What was it meant to become? Why did it drift? Was the dream of light only a memory, or a promise yet to come? It floated through the dark, tracing invisible currents of energy it could barely feel. The pulse within it grew steadier, not stronger, but more certain, as if the universe had planted a rhythm in its core. Time, which had once meant nothing, began to feel like breath. The silence between stars was not cruel. It did not judge or demand. It simply was. And in that being, it invited patience, the kind that stretches beyond minutes or centuries, the kind that teaches stillness not as emptiness, but as a kind of faith. The cloud folded itself inward, a soft curl of mist within the dark, and let go of the need to move. There was nowhere to reach, no light to chase. It simply was, and in that surrender, it learned to listen more deeply to the quiet pulse of its own existence, to the faint, lingering memory of the beam of light that had once sung through it. That song lived still, buried deep in silence, waiting to be heard again. The cloud did not know it, but in that vast and voiceless space, it was learning the oldest lesson in the universe, that silence is not the end of sound, but the beginning of understanding. Time lost all shape. There was no before, no after, only the slow unfolding of existence, stretched thin like light through water. The cloud floated motionless in the deep, where even thoughts moved at the pace of drifting dust. Ages could have passed, or perhaps only moments. In that place, they were the same thing. The cloud no longer reached for distant stars or tried to chase the echoes of what once was. It had learned the rhythm of stillness, not as an absence of motion, but as a kind of deep listening. Every particle within it shimmered faintly, breathing in the darkness, breathing out calm. The universe breathed slowly, a whisper seemed to say, though there was no voice, no source. It came from everywhere and nowhere at once. A truth woven into the very silence that surrounded it. The cloud listened. It let go of the last remnants of striving, no longer needing to understand or become. It simply existed, vast yet weightless, patient as the dark itself. It began to feel the gentle movement of invisible energies passing through it, distant gravitational sighs, the faint murmur of radiation, the soft brush of time itself. Each sensation was subtle, delicate. The universe's quiet reminder that even in stillness, there was life. The cloud thought, maybe to be still is to belong. It closed its awareness inward, focusing not on what lay ahead, but on the patterns within. Its own structure was a labyrinth of dust and vapor, endlessly complex and beautiful. Tiny filaments of matter glowed faintly, forming shifting constellations within its form, like galaxies reflected in miniature. It realized that motion wasn't always a journey across space. Sometimes it was a journey inward, into the essence of being. The silence deepened, yet it was no longer empty. The cloud began to sense a quiet harmony, like an invisible melody vibrating through every atom. It could almost feel the pulse of the cosmos itself. A vast inhale, a slow exhale. Stars were born and died in that rhythm. Moons were carved, oceans stirred, and then all fell silent again. It mirrored that rhythm, breathing in stillness, breathing out peace. If it had eyes, it would have closed them. If it had form, it would have sat in lotus upon the void. Its edges softened, dissolving into an almost perfect symmetry with the dark. There was no longer a line between the cloud and space. They were one continuous breath, one infinite moment, suspended in eternity. It began to understand, perhaps not in words, but in sensation, what humans would one day call meditation. To still the mind until thought and self dissolve. To listen so deeply that silence itself becomes a song. To find, in the absence of movement, the pulse of everything that is. The cloud thought of its earlier dreams, of oceans, of light, of belonging. They no longer felt distant or impossible. They were all part of the same infinite rhythm, waiting in quiet cycles, blooming and fading like breath. And in that understanding, a kind of serenity spread through it, soft, radiant, endless. It did not move. It did not need to. The cloud had become the pause between the stars, the heartbeat between eternities. In the slow hush of eternity, something flickered, not a sound, not a movement, but a memory. It arrived like a whisper carried on starlight long since gone, the remembrance of warmth. The cloud felt it before it saw it, a faint pulse somewhere deep within its being. It was the color of gold, remembered, the hue of a dawn it could no longer see. Slowly, like embers stirring beneath ashes, it recalled the nebula, that cradle of light where it had first awakened, where colors breathed and danced without edges. It could almost feel the soft pressure of radiance again, the tender embrace of heat against its cold body, the shimmering song of creation that at once hummed through every thread of its mist. It remembered the voice of gravity, the lullaby of belonging, the first beam of light that had sung it into dreaming. Now, in this dark stillness, the memory burned quietly, not painfully. No, it was gentler than that. Like the warmth left behind by a candle long extinguished, or the echo of laughter in an empty room. The cloud drifted through the void, and the memory drifted with it. Together, they formed a kind of quiet companionship. Silence holding the shape of something once bright. It began to wonder, a soft, trembling question that rippled through its core. Does light ever miss the dark? It imagined the stars it had seen, brilliant, fierce, alive. They lived in radiance, scattering warmth across the cosmos. But every star, no matter how bright, was surrounded by night. Every light needed shadow to be seen. Perhaps, the cloud thought, even light must sometimes long for stillness, for the cool peace of the void that defines its glow. It found comfort in that thought, though a trace of something tender ached within it. Not sorrow exactly, but the faint pulse of loneliness wrapped in peace. The kind that comes from knowing you've been part of something beautiful, and that beauty has passed, but its echo still hums in your being. The cloud let a memory unfold fully now. It saw the golden waves of its birthplace once more, the ribbons of gas twining like silk in cosmic wind. It saw itself as it had been, curious, radiant, newborn. And then the vision faded, as all light must, What remained was stillness, deep and endless. But within that stillness glowed a soft ember, a quiet remembrance of fire that would never fully die. The cloud carried it forward, not as longing, but as gentle warmth within the cold. It did not chase the light anymore. It had learned that memory could glow, even in the dark. For an age, or perhaps a single breath, the cloud simply was. It had stopped searching, stopped yearning for warmth or direction. It existed as silence itself, a slow exhale in the lungs of the cosmos. And it was there, in that surrender, that something miraculous began. At first, it was nothing more than a shiver deep within, so subtle it might have been mistaken for memory. But then, the shiver grew into a pulse, slow and rhythmic, as though the cloud's heart, if such a thing could exist, had begun to beat for the first time. Within its stillness, dust gathered, invisible threads of gravity, patient and tender, began weaving fragments of matter together. The cloud did not command it. It did not even intend it. Creation simply happened. The darkness stirred, and a faint glimmer bloomed from its depths, delicate, golden, almost shy. Then another, and another. Tiny pinpricks of light, like sparks rising from unseen fire. They flickered and faded, flickered again, until the void was no longer empty, but softly alive. The cloud watched, breathless in its quiet way. From its own body, from its own stillness, stars were being born. They glowed gently at first, uncertain and new, before stretching into brilliance. The cloud could feel their warmth seeping outward, curling through its form like gentle sunlight through morning mist. It did not feel pride. It felt wonder. So this was what it meant to create, not through effort, but through surrender, not by reaching for light, but by allowing it to bloom where quiet had made room. It understood now. Everything in the universe was born from sleep, from stillness, from waiting. Stars, thoughts, dreams all arose from the same silence. Creation was not noise breaking through the void. It was the void learning to sing. Dreams are the seeds of light, the cloud whispered. And as it did, the new stars pulsed brighter, as if answering. Their glow stretched outward, weaving a constellation through the remnants of the cloud's mist. Slowly, the cloud began to thin, its body drifting apart in threads of silver and ash. But it did not mourn. It had become the cradle for new light. Each flicker was a heartbeat of its own, new worlds waiting to awaken, oceans waiting to shimmer beneath unknown skies. The cloud felt itself dissolving into them, its particles becoming part of the songs those stars would someday sing. This, it realized, was not an ending. It was a transformation, the kind that happens when one no longer clings to form, when being becomes offering. The stillness it had learned had not been emptiness. It had been preparation. As the new suns began to shine, the darkness around them softened. Shadows folded into light. The space that had once been endless and cold now glowed with faint warmth. Gentle as a remembered touch, the cloud lingered at the edge of itself, what little remained of its mist curling in silence. It watched its stars grow brighter, their young fires flickering with life. They would travel across eons, carrying fragments of its dust, its memory, its dream. A faint light trembled through the dark, then faded, and the cloud, no longer a cloud, no longer separate from the stars it had birthed, rested in a quiet beyond beginnings and endings. Light came back quietly, not as a flash or an explosion, but as a slow and gentle dawn spreading through the endless dark. It began as a faint shimmer, a whisper of gold seeping through the scattered remains of the cloud. Dust, once cold and drifting, now caught the light like ancient glass awakening from slumber. The cloud, what still remained of its spirit, stirred. For so long, it had known only the rhythm of stillness, the peace of silence, the deep breath of surrender. But this was warmth. It rolled across its being like sunlight through mist, soft and luminous. The new stars it had birthed now burned steady, their glow reaching outward, finding the remnants of their maker. And for the first time in what could have been eternity, the cloud saw itself illuminated from within. Threads of vapor shimmered like silk in a slow current. Every mote of dust seemed to remember the light it once held. It was as if the universe itself had opened its eyes again, and in that gaze, the cloud rediscovered its reflection. The warmth did not overwhelm. It was patient, tender, a return, not a blaze. It filled the spaces between the particles, waking soft colors long asleep, copper, rose, gold. The darkness too seemed transformed. No longer absence, but contrast. The quiet canvas upon which the light could bloom. And in that radiance, memories stirred, ancient and sweet. The cloud remembered the first time light had passed through it, back in the cradle of the nebula, when everything was new. It remembered the dream of oceans and skies, of gentle rain falling on lands that did not yet exist. It remembered longing to become something more than mist, to become a home. Now, as the newborn stars glowed around it, that dream no longer felt distant. Each star held a fragment of its own body, its own warmth. Perhaps, the cloud thought, those fragments would one day gather again, forming planets, seas, and skies. Perhaps life itself would one day look up from a distant world and see these same stars, never knowing they were born from a cloud that once dreamed of them. The thought glowed softly inside it, a kind of joy wrapped in peace. The light deepened, spreading like sunrise through infinity. The cloud did not resist it. It opened fully and freely, letting the radiance pass through, letting the warmth dissolve what remained of its edges. There was no fear in this dissolution, only wonder. The cloud felt itself expanding into brightness, becoming part of the great golden breath of the cosmos. It whispered, not in words, but in shimmer, "I remember now. I was born from light, and to light I return." The light deepened into warmth, and the warmth began to shape the void. Around the newborn star, matter gathered again, dust and vapor drawn by gravity's patient hand. The remnants of the dreaming cloud, now softened and golden, drifted into motion once more. Slowly, gracefully, it began to turn. A circle was born. Rings of gold and amber spiraled outward in silence, turning through the star's radiant breath. The motion was steady, unhurried, a slow dance of rebirth. Each grain of dust caught the light like a tiny sun, glowing softly as it joined the flow. Together, they formed a vast, luminous halo, a cradle of creation. The star pulsed at the center, its glow tender but sure, like a heartbeat felt through infinity. With each rhythm, the disk shimmered, responding as if to music too vast for sound. If one could listen closely enough, they might hear it, a deep harmonic chord humming through the silence, resonating with the pulse of the cosmos itself. The cloud, now scattered and yet deeply present, drifted within that orbit. It no longer felt separate from the motion. It was the motion. Its essence had become the fabric of this golden ring, every atom participating in the slow symphony of formation. It marveled at what stillness had given birth to. Where once it had known only patience and quiet, there was now rhythm, purpose, life. Dust collided and fused, forming pebbles, stones, and eventually the beginnings of worlds. Gentle flashes of heat shimmered through the disk, brief sparks of creation, like laughter breaking through silence. The cloud felt the echo of its first dream returning, to become a home for life. Now, it understood that this dream had never been about becoming something singular or complete. It had always been about becoming part of everything. The planets that would form here, the moons and comets and seas yet unborn, they would all carry fragments of its being. Each one would remember, in its minerals and waters, the stillness from which it came. Around the star, the ring glowed brighter, rippling with light that shifted from gold to rose to amber. The dust sang in colors, soft auroras weaving through the quiet. Time passed, but not as the cloud once knew it. Here, time moved like music, slow, circular, eternal. If the universe had a lullaby, this would be it. The heartbeat of the star, steady and deep. The whisper of dust, swirling through gravity's arms. The hum of creation, calm and infinite. And through it all, the faintest awareness lingered, the memory of what it had once been. The cloud was no longer a wandering spirit of mist and curiosity. It had become the foundation of something vast and luminous. It rested now in its transformation, folded into the architecture of beginnings. The rings turned, endless and serene, reflecting light across the dark. Each orbit carried a promise of new worlds, of warmth, of oceans waiting to dream. The universe exhaled, and in that breath, the cradle of creation continued to spin, slow, beautiful, eternal. In the newborn light of the young star, the cloud dreams again. Its filaments shimmer faintly, stirred by memories it has never lived, visions of water, of gentle tides, of breath. It does not know what an ocean is, yet somewhere deep within its ancient particles, the idea begins to hum. It imagines a blue world, a sphere suspended in silence, clothed in mist and movement. Silver waves ripple beneath soft dawns. Clouds drift across the skin of the sea like slow thoughts. The rhythm of the waves is unlike anything the cosmos knows, neither the roaring birth of a star nor the frozen stillness of interstellar space. It is a rhythm of patience, of return. Each wave comes home. Each tide remembers where it began. The cloud listens. Through the thin threads of dust and light, it hears something new. A sound not of fire or vacuum, but of breath, as if the universe itself were exhaling. The whisper of rain falls upon unseen shores, droplets echoing across the mind of the nebula. Each drop is a note, and together they form a song too vast for any single world, too gentle for any single heart. The cosmic winds pass through it, carrying the faint scent of salt and memory. They blend with the imagined ocean's murmur until space itself seems to sway. a tide of stars rocking in quiet rhythm. The cloud feels the pulse of creation not as an explosion, but as a lullaby. It wonders if this is what peace sounds like. Not silence, but harmony. The sound of everything belonging. The imagined blue world deepens in its vision. Beneath its waves, life stirs in secret. Tiny cells glimmer in the water like sparks fallen from the stars. The cloud does not yet know what they are, but it feels their heartbeat echo through the current of its being. Life, soft, uncertain, but full of wonder, is singing back to the light. The cloud smiles. If such a thing can happen without a face, its atoms pulse in golden rhythm, a memory of oceans it will never touch, yet somehow created. And then, as the dream fades, the universe falls quiet once more. The last sound that lingers is the hush of an unseen tide, retreating, but promising to return. It is the song of oceans. It is the heartbeat of a sleeping world. And the cloud listens, knowing that even silence now carries the sound of life. The cloud drifts closer to the golden light, drawn by a quiet gravity that feels almost like love. Around the young star, the ring of dust thickens, swirling in slow, patient circles. Within its depths, fragments begin to join, grains meeting grains, dust binding to stone. A world begins to form, soft as a heartbeat, fragile as a promise. The cloud feels itself pulled into that shaping. It does not resist. It understands now that creation is not conquest, but surrender. To dream, one must dissolve. To become real, one must give oneself away. The transformation is gentle, almost reverent. What was once a drifting vapor begins to weave itself into the newborn planet's air. It sees its hidden warmth. The dust of stars melts into the chemistry of clouds. The whispers of ancient space become the breath of wind. It feels itself falling, but not in fear, in grace, falling into purpose, falling into being. Now it is mist swirling in the sky, sighing softly across an untouched horizon. It is vapor rising from young oceans, kissing the surface of the sea before returning to the heavens. It is rain falling through sunlight, scattering rainbows like fragile prayers. The cloud is everywhere and nowhere, no longer a wanderer, but a witness. Its essence hums through the planet's new rhythm, the pulse of tides, the hush of dawn, the shimmer of dew before sunrise. Every droplet carries a memory of what it once was. The silence between stars, the vastness of space, the patience of waiting. In the stillness, it hears the whisper again. To dream is to give oneself away, and it understands. The dream of the nebula was never to remain a cloud, but to become something that could hold life, something that could breathe, love, and remember. The dream becomes body, becomes ocean, becomes wind. In this giving, nothing is lost. Every fragment of dust, every shimmer of gas, every forgotten echo becomes part of something greater. The first storms roll across the young world, gentle silver storms, not of destruction but of renewal. Lightning flashes through the sky, illuminating the ocean below in soft gold. For a moment, the planet seems to glow from within, as if the stars had returned to visit their child. The cloud, now air and water, watches itself in wonder. It feels the pulse of the planet, slow, deep, and strong, a heartbeat born from stillness, It smiles through the wind, whispering to itself, I have become the breath of what I once dreamed. And somewhere in that world, beneath the ocean's shimmer, within the warmth of a tide pool, the first spark of life begins to stir. Tiny, unseen, yet infinite. The dream, now flesh. The silence, now song. The cloud, at last home. Ages drift by like sighs in the wind. The world below blossoms, oceans shimmer with movement, continents breathe with forests, and the air hums with the quiet poetry of life. The cloud, now only a whisper woven through the upper sky, watches everything unfold. It has become something vast yet unseen, a spirit of vapor, light, and memory. It lingers in the atmosphere, carried gently from pole to pole, rising and falling with the rhythm of weather. Below, rivers carve paths through stone. Creatures crawl, swim, leap. The planet sings softly in the language of seasons. The cloud remembers when it was everything, when it held the stars and the silence between them. Now it holds only the space between breaths. It cannot touch, cannot guide, cannot whisper its story to the waves that were once part of itself. It can only watch. It sees beings emerge from the oceans, curious eyes reflecting the same wonder it once felt in the nebula. They look up at the sky, pointing, dreaming, longing for something beyond their reach. The cloud recognizes that longing. It is the same egg that drew it out of the dark so long ago. It wants to reach them, to tell them that the stars are not far, that every heartbeat echoes a cosmic rhythm older than time. But the air carries no voice. The cloud can only form itself into shapes of passing beauty, a veil of silver at dusk, a whisper of rain before dawn. The beings look up and call it weather, never knowing that they are being watched with love. Time stretches on, civilizations rise and crumble, fires are kindled, songs are sung. The cloud drifts through their centuries, unseen yet always there, the silent witness of their becoming. It learns the sorrow of distance, the bittersweet ache of letting go. It understands now what it means to create, not to control, but to watch life move beyond you. Creation means surrender. It means trusting that beauty will continue, even without your hand to shape it. The cloud glides through twilight skies, painted gold by the setting sun. From this height, it sees the planet glowing like a memory, tender, temporary, and impossibly alive. It feels both pride and loneliness. Intertwined like threads of light, it whispers into the wind, not to be heard, but simply to exist. Grow well, little world. I am here, even when you do not see me. And as night falls, the stars begin to appear again, each one a reflection of its ancient home. The cloud watches them gently, as a parent might watch sleeping children, filled with a love that no longer needs to be returned. Time, once a gentle current, becomes a vast ocean. Centuries drift like feathers in the dark, and the cloud, ancient and translucent, hovers at the edge of memory. Below, the world it helped dream into being changes again and again. Kingdoms rise like morning mist, then vanish beneath the same sky that has never forgotten their names. It watches fires burn where cities once glittered. Forests reclaim stone. Rivers alter their course. The faces of life evolve. New eyes, new hearts, new dreams. Yet the melody remains the same. Everything is born from longing, and everything returns to silence. The cloud feels it in its very fibers, the slow unraveling of creation. Each dawn seems softer than the last, each twilight longer. It remembers the first hum of gravity, the pulse of starlight, the warmth of its birth. But those memories begin to thin, like light diffused through rain. It wonders if even memory can fade. From the heights, the cloud hears faint echoes, songs once sung by humans to the stars. They sound like lullabies carried on the wind, trembling and incomplete. The melodies, once full of hope, now linger in minor tones, slower, more fragile. There are moments when the cloud weeps, not with sorrow alone, but with the beauty of what once was. Its tears fall as rain, feeding the earth that has forgotten its origin. In this act, there is peace. To give back what was borrowed, that is the circle of all things. It sees the march of time like waves on a distant shore, civilizations blooming and dissolving into dust. Great monuments crumble into sand. Languages fracture into whispers no one remembers. The cloud realizes that creation's shadow is impermanence, that to exist is to fade. And yet, within that fading, there is a quiet grace. Perhaps, the cloud muses, eternity was never meant to last forever. Perhaps it was only meant to feel infinite, just long enough to be cherished. As eons pass, even the stars above begin to dim. The sky, once jeweled with brilliance, softens into velvet darkness. The cloud drifts through it like an echo of light, delicate, weightless, translucent. No longer a creator, no longer a witness. It becomes a keeper of silence. It moves slower now, like breath before sleep. The universe hums in minor chords, a cosmic lullaby for everything that has ever been. And in that music, the cloud hears something tender, not despair, but release. The fading is not an end, but a return. A great exhale of all that was once inhaled. The stars, the planets, the lives, all are notes dissolving into the same eternal song. The cloud smiles in its own way, a shimmer against the fading starlight. It understands now. To love creation is to accept its impermanence, to bless it as it passes, to find beauty even in the shadow of time. With each moment, the melody grows softer, slower, until it is nothing but the pulse of the cosmos breathing once more, preparing for the next dream. The centuries grow quiet. The warmth that once filled the skies begins to wane. And the planet, the cloud's beloved child, cools beneath a weary sun. The oceans turn from sapphire to silver. The winds lose their song. What once shimmered with endless possibility now drifts toward a long and gentle stillness. The cloud lingers high above, thin as a breath, a veil stretched between what was and what will never be again. It feels the fading pulse of its star, once a roaring flame, now a dim heartbeat in the fabric of space. The light weakens, scattering softly across the dying world like memory made visible. There are no more voices rising from the surface. No laughter, no thunder, no cries of the living, only the slow hush of air moving across empty plains, whispering through canyons carved by ancient rains. The cloud listens, and in the silence, it finds its own reflection. It descends gently, one last time, to touch the planet it once became. The oceans beneath are shallow mirrors. The land glows faintly with frost. Each place it drifts over holds a story, a mountain shaped by forgotten prayers, a sea once bright with song, a forest long since turned to dust. The cloud gathers these fragments not to mourn them, but to remember. Remember the warmth, it whispers, though there is no one left to hear. The words fall like snowflakes, soft, vanishing as they land, yet even unspoken, they echo through the quiet atmosphere, carried by wind and light, until they dissolve into the upper sky. The cloud feels itself unraveling, particle by particle, merging again with the vastness from which it came. There is no fear, only surrender, only grace. Its essence stretches wide, blending into the fading rays of the sun. The universe holds it gently, as if cradling a sigh. Nothing truly ends, the cloud thinks, though even thought has begun to fade. We return, we rest, we wait to dream again. And with that final whisper, it lets go. The star flickers once, a single note of gold in the great silence, and then slips into darkness. What remains is not absence, but peace. A serenity so complete that even time pauses to listen. The cloud's farewell lingers in the cosmos like the faintest hum, an echo wrapped in light. Remember the warmth. The cloud drifts once more into the dark, weightless, luminous, serene. Behind it, the planet turns in slow, frozen silence, bathed in the last dim glow of its dying sun. What was once vibrant and alive has become still, wrapped in quiet silver. Yet the cloud does not look back in sorrow. It knows that every story, even one written in starlight, must one day end. The air that was once part of its breath still moves faintly over the surface below, whispering through frozen valleys. Somewhere within that wind lies the scent of rain. Not real rain, but memory's fragrance, lingering like a song that refuses to vanish completely. The cloud carries it with care, a keepsake of its long journey, the laughter of rivers, the heartbeat of thunder, the sigh of oceans as they met the shore. Every sound, every shimmer, every life that bloomed beneath its watch has become a gentle resonance inside it now. As it drifts farther from the dying star, light fades into shades of blue, then indigo, then endless black. The cold deepens, yet there is no fear here, only vastness, only calm. Once it would have mourned this darkness. Now it feels like home. The same tender stillness that first embraced it in the nebula long ago. The same slow, pulsing rhythm of the cosmos breathing. It realizes, softly, that it is not leaving the world behind. Not truly. It is simply returning to where everything began. The dust, the starlight, the dreams, all of it was borrowed from this infinite sea. All must one day return to its tide. The cloud looks across the horizon of space and sees other lights flickering, new suns being born, distant galaxies swirling in slow motion. Creation continues, quiet and patient. The universe never stops dreaming. Perhaps, the cloud thinks, somewhere in those new stars, another cloud is waking, wondering who it is. The thought brings peace, the deep, wordless kind that hums beneath all endings. The sorrow begins to fade, replaced by something rounder, softer. Gratitude. Gratitude for having seen, for having felt, for having become. If there were music here, it would be the faint echo of harps made of wind, a melody that rises, then dissolves into stillness. A sound you don't hear but feel, like a heartbeat resting. The cloud lets itself dissolve a little more, becoming one with the interstellar mist. It feels its edges blur, its boundaries soften. Every particle hums in harmony, every memory turning to light. Goodbye, it whispers, though even a word seems too heavy now. Goodbye, and thank you. The universe answers not with words, but with warmth, a flicker of starlight brushing gently against its fading form. The message is simple, older than language. Nothing is lost. You are home. And so, the cloud drifts onward, not as a shape, not as a being, but as a feeling. The scent of rain on unseen worlds, the hush between heartbeats, the glow before dawn. What began as a dream has become peace. What was once form has become freedom. And far behind, the quiet planet continues to turn in the dark, not forgotten, but forever carried in the cloud's gentle light, now spread through the infinite sky. The cloud drifts beyond the last traces of its star's fading glow, into a sea of endless night, a night so deep it is no longer darkness, but the soft hum of eternity itself. There is no shape left to hold, no edge to trace. What once was a body of mist, thought, and memory becomes the breath between galaxies, invisible, infinite, free. It no longer knows where it begins or ends. Every particle that once shimmered within it now dances in the silent current of the cosmos. Dust merges with dust. Light passes through like a sigh. The cloud feels itself dissolving into the rhythm of the stars. A rhythm not of sound, but of pure being. There is no loneliness here, only vast belonging. It senses itself in everything, in the faint glow of a comet brushing through deep space, in the shimmer of frozen rings around a distant planet, in the fragile warmth of suns it will never see. The silence around it is not emptiness, but fullness, an embrace so complete that it feels like the heartbeat of creation itself. It realizes that it is both the observer and the observed, the whisper and the wind, the question and the answer. Once, it had sought purpose, to create, to nurture, to understand. Now, it sees that purpose was never something to be found. It was simply the act of being, to exist, to move, to love. That was enough. The echoes of its old forms still linger, faint as dreams, the shimmer of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of oceans. But even those memories, once so vivid, now float gently into the great silence, like feathers settling on water. Time no longer flows here. It folds, expands, breathes. The cloud feels itself stretch across ages and distances, touching everything, missing nothing. If light could sleep, it thinks, it would dream like this. And so, the cloud rests, not in stillness, but in the boundless pulse of being. It is the dust between galaxies, the echo behind the first dawn, the silence before sound. There are no more questions, no more longing. Only the peace of knowing that all things, every spark, every breath, every tear of rain, were never separate at all. The universe inhales, the universe exhales, and within that breath, the cloud becomes the silence that holds it all. Breathe in. A soft current moves through the universe, through dust, through starlight, through you. The cosmos inhales, and with it, something deep within your chest expands. It is gentle, weightless, endless. You are breathing with creation itself. Each inhale, a star is born. Each exhale, a world comes to rest. You feel the rhythm now, the pulse that began before time. the quiet heart that never stopped beating. It moves through nebulae, through the folds of galaxies, through the smallest atoms of your being. There is no separation between what you are and what breathes you. The air, if it can be called that, is woven from light and memory. It drifts through the lungs of eternity, the invisible chambers where every beginning and ending exchange their promises. When you breathe in, you gather a fragrance of creation, ionized stars, ancient rain, the scent of possibility. When you breathe out, you release warmth into the void, a gift to everything that is yet to come. The cloud, now formless, luminous, everywhere, feels this breath within you. It recognizes itself in your quiet inhale, in the rise and fall of your chest. You are both dreamer and dream, breathing each other into being. Close your eyes. Listen to the sound beneath all sounds, the deep, low hum that carries across galaxies. That hum is the universe exhaling, and when you breathe in again, you draw that hum into your very center. The stars shimmer to your rhythm. Each breath becomes an orbit, each pause an eclipse. You are not merely watching the cosmos, you are participating in it. The night sky stretches inside your lungs, the constellations rearranging themselves with every breath you take. There is peace here, not the stillness of silence, but the peace of harmony, the balance between what is born and what fades away, the realization that nothing is ever truly gone, only transformed in the next inhale, the next exhale. As you breathe, your thoughts loosen. They drift like tiny comets across the sky of your mind, glowing briefly before dissolving into space. You do not need to chase them. You are the space they move through. Inhale, whispers the cloud, its voice soft as light. You are becoming. Exhale, it continues, and the universe becomes you. You begin to feel a subtle expansion, not outward, but inward, a vastness opening inside your awareness, infinite yet intimate. It feels like returning home. With every breath, the boundaries blur a little more. Your body, once so defined, becomes like mist, like the cloud once was. Your heartbeat aligns with the pulse of galaxies. You no longer breathe in the universe, you breathe as the universe. Each inhale fills you with shimmering creation. Each exhale releases gentle surrender. Inhale, light. Exhale, peace. The rhythm slows, the breath deepens, the stars, the void, the cloud, and you all breathing together, one infinite motion. In the hush between breaths, you sense it, the eternal continuity of being. No beginning, no ending, only this quiet, boundless breath of existence that never truly stops. And as the last exhale softens into silence, the universe smiles through you, through everything, and whispers, "Rest now. You are the infinite breath." The cloud drifts in the infinite calm, now fully formless, yet alive in every particle of starlight and shadow. It notices a subtle stirring, not within itself, but beyond itself. A gentle pulse, vast and patient, ripples through the cosmos. It is the universe breathing, and with that breath comes a thought, a dream, not the cloud's own, not a memory or a longing carried from a distant nebula. This is something older, wider, and utterly new. The cosmos begins to imagine. The stars shimmer differently, aligning not in patterns the cloud knows, but in fluid, shifting gestures, a language of light and gravity. Nebulae twist in response, as if responding to an unseen music. Even the smallest grains of interstellar dust seem to hum with anticipation, vibrating to a rhythm that carries no sound but feels as real as warmth. The cloud watches, suspended in quiet wonder. It understands that creation itself is dreaming now, not something outside, not something separate, but something infinitely aware, folding time and space into the shape of thought. Each galaxy, each spinning comet, each drifting mote participates. The universe is dreaming, and the dream includes the cloud, the planets, the oceans, the unseen moments of life that once were. It is a dream that has no edges. One thought flows into another, spiraling inward and outward endlessly. The cloud feels itself reflected in it, yet not owned by it. It is part of the dream, yet the dream is greater than itself, a recursion without beginning, without end. In this moment, the cloud senses what it has always longed for: unity. To be everywhere, yet nowhere. To exist, yet be part of something far beyond existence. It rides the current of this universal dreaming, feeling the pulse of stars as a heartbeat, the swirl of galaxies as breath. And as the universe dreams, the cloud notices the echo. Each dream it ever had, of oceans, of winds, of life, is mirrored back, reshaped, reborn. The cosmos carries its longing as gently as a parent carries a child, soft and careful. Yet in doing so, the universe reveals something greater, that dreaming itself is not a singular act. It is a conversation. It is listening and being listened to, giving and receiving, flowing in infinite recursion. The cloud hums along with it, though there is no voice. Its presence is a vibration, a shimmer, a whisper woven into the very fabric of space. It is both aware and unbound, a witness and participant, drifting through the eternal dreamscape. And in that vast, endless folding of thought into thought, the cloud finally rests in understanding that all dreams, its own and the universe's, are one. The whisper of creation hums through everything, infinite and luminous. The cosmos sleeps, and in its sleep, the cloud sleeps too, a ripple in the eternal mind, at peace, forever part of the dreaming whole. Close your eyes. The cloud drifts softly across the vastness, its form now nothing more than a shimmer of memory in the infinite dark. It moves without sound, without weight, without concern for direction. Space itself curves around it, embracing it, holding it in the quiet vastness that has no beginning and no end. Somewhere, far from where your mind wanders, a cloud is dreaming you. You are not separate from it. You are a thread in its luminous weave, a ripple in a gentle current of its existence. Every inhale you take is drawn from a same timeless rhythm. Every exhale returns you to the same endless ocean of stars. The universe hums softly, a lullaby older than light itself. It hums in the spaces between galaxies, in the gaps between heartbeats, in the pause between one breath and the next. You feel it now, a vibration in your chest, in your limbs, in your very consciousness. It is gentle, constant, patient. Drift further. Let the sensation of weightlessness seep into your bones. Let your mind loosen like fog lifting from a meadow at dawn. The cloud watches, a tender guardian, swirling around planets, brushing past comets, gliding through nebulae. It carries the warmth of creation, the soft echo of oceans, the hush of life that once was and will be again. All of it folds into your awareness, as soft and silent as a sigh. Close your eyes again. Let the hum of stars settle into you. The cloud dreams not only itself, but all that it has ever touched. The laughter of unseen beings, the shimmer of seas, the quiet of empty skies. Every fragment of memory drifts like silver light, weaving a tapestry in which you are gently wrapped. Time no longer matters. The past, the future, the endless now. All are one flowing river of light. Your breath merges with it. Slow, deep, rhythmic. Inhale, the pulse of distant suns warms you. Exhale, the hush of ancient oceans cools you. Each motion is soft, infinite, peaceful. The cloud leans closer in your imagination, brushing your thoughts with its presence. You cannot see it, cannot hear it, cannot touch it, yet you know it is there. It is as inevitable as night, as gentle as dawn, as constant as the turning of galaxies. Let your consciousness float. Let your mind dissolve into the spaces between stars. Feel yourself drifting, weightless and luminous, part of a rhythm older than your understanding, older than the first nebula, older than light itself. Somewhere in this vast expanse, the cloud dreams you into being. It carries you on currents of memory and light, on whispers of wind and water, on the infinite sigh of the universe itself. You are safe, held, cradled in the eternal fold of cosmic dreaming. The hum softens, becoming a faint pulse, a single note, stretched thin, vibrating through the void, and then it fades. Silence, breath, nothingness. And in that nothingness, in the space between heartbeats, you drift into sleep. The universe watches, the cloud dreams, and somewhere, beyond time, all is at peace.